We believe that teachers play a crucial role in the process of language learning. We also believe that artificial intelligence, despite the popular opinion, will not replace humans in teaching languages anytime soon. The current situation proves completely the opposite. We have an explosion of teachers and tutors offering their services via online marketplaces, Facebook, or WhatsApp groups. Let's have a look at the learner's perspective. Learners are overwhelmed by the quantity of notes, PDF files, and photocopies, let alone the chat messages. Learners increasingly expect teachers and schools to incorporate modern and mobile tools into the learning process and provide a seamless learning experience between the online and offline worlds. And we fully understand why that is. Isn't it frustrating when you have to repeat the same things with your student over and over again? It's even more frustrating for the student. Wouldn't it be great if they could just retain things from classes? Well, it turns out there is a better way to do that. That is why we build a tool that helps teachers and students and supports them in building a successful and long-lasting relationship. Do you have a new class or new student? Create a new collection right here. Give it a name of your choice and click on the new collection name. Here you can add a description. There are two ways of sharing your collection. If you want to share it only with individual students, simply copy the URL from the browser and send it to your students by email or chat. Alternatively, by clicking the public button, you can make it available for everyone in our collection catalog. If you are a teacher of a language school, like Contact, your collection will be available only for students of that school. Now your students can subscribe to your collection by clicking the subscribe button. From that moment on, whatever content you add to this collection will instantaneously be available for all your students to learn from all devices, including their phones and desktops. While studying and working with teachers, we have come to realize that there are two types of content. First, there are chunks of the language, items that should be remembered and automated, like words, phrases, and sentences. And then, there is the content supporting the learning process. It means texts, comments, names, videos, links, etc. This is why we designed the Taalhammer board, a simple-to-use yet very powerful virtual board that can be used like a regular whiteboard in the classroom. For all the supporting content, use the text elements. These will be available for reference. For all language chunks, use flashcards. These will be scheduled for repetitions by Taalhammer Atom, our version of the well-known space repetition algorithm. Oh, did I mention that you can combine text and flashcards however you want? Taalhammer will make sure your students remember everything they need to know. It takes around 5 to 10 repetitions spread over 2 to 3 weeks to learn an item. Let's say you want to analyze a short text with your students. Let's paste it here. While you work on it together, let's add a few flashcards to the board with example sentences. Oh, and if somebody didn't know that word, let's add it as a flashcard too, and maybe that one. Now we click Save. Note what happened here. Taalhammer not only saved the whole board for reference, it also created separate flashcards. From now on, it will be challenging the students with these words and sentences till they have memorized them. A few weeks later, they will not only remember them, they will use these words and sentences without hesitation. The combination of boards and collections is very flexible and allows you to change the way you work with your students without extra work. You can reuse existing boards, change them a little bit, and share with different groups. You can create templates with lexical and grammatical content up front, share them with your class, and add even more examples during the lesson. It is a very powerful method to help them remember even better. Does your class or student want to discuss the conditional tense today? No problem. Click on your teacher's collection. Select the items related to the topic. Go to the copy menu and choose the target collection from the list. The selected items have just been copied to the student's collection, and your students can start learning right now. With Taalhammer boards and collections, it's super easy to give your students homework. Because they have subscribed to the collection you shared with them, you can give them content to learn whenever you want. Just add boards or flashcards to the collection. Keep in mind where you add the new items. They are always added to the active collection. You switch the active collection by clicking the star next to it. The content will not only be immediately available to your students, but more importantly, Taalhammer will make sure they learn it by challenging them as often as needed, whether they use it on their mobile devices or their desktop. This way of working comes to the rescue for students who have missed a few group classes. Coming back from a break and catching up can be a really daunting task. Not with Taalhammer boards. During their absence, all the content has been organized and automatically scheduled for your students. It's almost like they never missed a class, without any special effort needed from the teacher. Start using it today on www.taalhammer.com.